Hey, Tom No from Atomic Enrollment. Today I want to walk you through a pretty exciting win we had with a free webinar model, which I'll walk you through on how we helped generate 2x ROAs on the front end and possibly 22x ROAs on the back end. So I'll walk you through the model of how it works and the results we generated. So let's get into it. So this was for a client that has an academy on teaching people how to invest into self-storage real estate. So they've been doing this for a while, and the model they deploy is top of funnel free webinar and then get them into a high ticket mentorship / mastermind to help them make passive income while self-storage and build their wealth. We believe self-storage is a great asset class to be in. So let me walk you through the model on how we help generate revenue in this model. Their ideal avatar is high income earners, whether they're currently in a W-2 or whether they're a business owner or entrepreneur, or whether it's somebody who's a W-2 person who makes decent money and looking to transition to becoming a full-time self-storage real estate investor. So that's the avatar. And basically to find that avatar, we hit meta ads first because it's a great place to start. So we ran 2 free webinars with them in December. We were a little cautious of would this avatar be engaged during the holidays because higher net worth people, higher income people could be away for the holidays, or they could be more engaged. We ran one at the top of December and one in late December. Both went very well. I'll walk you through the stats. So from meta ads, we're pushing people into a free online webinar. We call it a Masterclass. And basically we're getting people registered for this free webinar. We had a budget of $5,000 per webinar. We got about 500 registrants into this webinar. So keep in mind, that's the first step, getting people registered. The next step is getting them nurtured through a series of automations and manual actions. So of course, we had an email drip and we had text message reminders, because the key is getting people not only registered, but showing up for the event, right? So in addition to email drips and text drips, the sales team was actively reaching out. We advised the sales team to actively reach out and connect with as many registrants as possible over text or over a call. So they're making phone calls and they're sending out text messages, and the goal of this connection is to get them excited and start a conversation. So first and foremost, answer any questions they may have about it and send them exciting content to review in the meantime. And also build a personal relationship, because the more relationships you can build prior to the free webinar, the better it's going to be during the webinar and after the webinar, because they have a line of communication open with you guys. So next in this funnel is actually running the free webinar. They do a good job of running the free webinar. If you have any specific questions, what's the best format to run a free live webinar, just reach out to us and we'll give you a structure and template to work with. But they do very well in it. So the people who showed up, we want them to book sales calls. The free live webinar is getting them acclimated and learning the basics of self-storage investing and getting them excited on why it's a great investment opportunity. Next, pushing them into a sales call. What they're selling on this sales call is actually a ticket to a 3-day in-person workshop in Arizona. So the thing we want to highlight here is in-person paid workshops work well now and are currently working well. Always worked well pre-COVID, but it's working well right now. So we currently sold 10 tickets. They're still going to be selling tickets because the event is still a week out from happening. So each ticket is $1,000, which is very fairly priced for them to learn from the masters of self-storage real estate investing in person. It's a fun experience. It's 3 days of a deep dive. And even just in that workshop, they're gonna learn a lot and be able to get their first deal done. You'll learn all the ins and outs through that workshop. So it's very fairly priced, $1,000 a ticket to come to this in-person workshop. So currently we sold 10, probably sell a couple more, maybe 5 more. So I'm just gonna walk through the stats as of now. Now, after this in-person paid workshop, the goal is to upsell them into a high ticket mentorship. This high ticket mentorship goes anywhere from $15,000 starting to $30,000. And they generally convert about 50% of people who show up to the in-person webinar. They generally convert about 50% of the people who show up to the in-person workshop. Keep in mind, they come to the workshop, they traveled, they're learning from you for 3 days. It's a high conversion rate, right? So they're gonna convert about half of the people that show up. So I'm just talking about the stats currently for this one webinar right now, because we ran a couple webinars for this in-person workshop coming up in January. So just off the current stats, off just this one webinar, we're looking at potentially 100,000 plus in revenue generated from this one webinar as of now, which equates to over a 20x ROAS. That's about 22x ROAS, including the upfront ticket sales. So I wanted to open your eyes to a funnel that you could potentially explore as well. It's a little bit more legwork of running in-person events, but it works really well. So again, get people into a free live webinar, sell them into an in-person workshop, and then upsell them into a high-ticket mentorship. So it's a little bit more legwork of getting people in person, but if you enjoy that experience, we think it's a great experience. Anything in person, done well, of course. Even if it's for just a day, highly recommend it. You'll have a high conversion rate. You'll have people more engaged in your program. Just to show you we're not making this up, this is an email from the team. 28th went well. Here's the preliminary results. Keep in mind, this is from the 2nd, so we had more sales come in since then. And currently, as we speak, we're currently at 50 tickets sold so far for the January event. We probably most likely are going to hit 60. So if 30 of those people buy into the high ticket, it's going to be a great event. It's going to be a great session. And they run these in-person workshops on a regular cadence. So there you have it. Keep in mind, getting people to a free webinar is the entry point of your funnel, and there's a lot of cool things you can do after. So we just wanted to open your eyes to one way of how to leverage a free webinar on the front end to generate a massive amount of revenue for you. So hope you found that interesting. If you have any questions, just feel free to reach out. All right, take care. Bye.